Welcome to our lesson where we're going to have a go at doing a very simple snake character. So the very first thing we're going to draw on our paper, nice and lightly with your pencil, is a nice big oval shape for our head. You'll notice also I've got it on a little bit of an angle like that. So once we've done our oval shape for the head, we're going to do a line just starting up high on the head, so around here. And I'm going to do a curvy line like that. Now this is where you decide, do I want my snake to have a really long body or a short body? But I'm going to give mine a fairly normal body. So we've just done the line for the top of the body, and now we're going to do a line for the bottom bit, following along with the one we've just done. Now if I gave him a body like this, very thin, it's going to look like a spaghetti snake. So that's not going to work. If I gave him a body which is really thick, that isn't going to work. It's going to look like he's had a few too many mice. So to add our other line in, we're just going to imagine how big we want that body to be. So I'm going to imagine maybe about this size. And then we're going to bring it up to a point. So I'll do that again. I'm following along. Like that. And we can just rub out if we overlap a little bit like that. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is just rub out part of the head there. We're going to leave a bit of the line just here so it looks like it's all joined up. And now we're ready to add in the details of our face. So I want my snake to look pretty happy. So I'm going to give him some nice big eyes, but not this big. I could give them to him that big if I wanted to. He's going to start looking a little bit startled or crazy. If I give him eyes like this, he's going to look a little bit weird. So I'm going to give him some normal size eyes. And you can do them as two individual ovals, or we can overlap them like this. You can add some eyebrows. Now if you want your snake to look a bit angry, you can do some lines down like that, which will work quite well. But I'm going to give him some lines like this for his eyebrows. And then for his eye, I'm just going to do a circle shape and then a white bit inside. Like that. So you can see I'm just doing like a whirly shape, or you're welcome to draw a circle and add a little white bit in. So he looks a bit cross-eyed there. So if I want to make him sort of looking at me, I do the eyes over to the side like that. Okay, now we can add in some nostrils, because snakes have nostrils. So they don't have noses like this. They have nostrils. So I'm just going to do a couple of little teardrop shapes, or little oval shapes. You can even colour them in if you want to. I'm going to do a line up for the mouth like that. So we're just curving a line up off the bottom of the head like that. You could actually do it off here as well if you wanted to do it like that. But to me that looks a little bit weird. For me I'd prefer it here, but you can do what you like if you prefer the other way. And we'll come back and add a couple of details into his face in a second to finish that off. Okay, so for the body we can add a couple of things into the body. We could add scales, and to do scales you would just do U shapes like this, just a few here or there. And if I was going to add them into the body, you don't have to cover the whole body. You can just do a few here or there. And I'd keep going and adding these over the body. And people will imagine that he has scales all over his body. The other thing we could do is add a pattern, which I might do here. You could add spots if you wanted to, like circle shapes where we do them to the edge as well, so they look like they're overlapping. So you could add scales or spots, but what I might add is some stripes. To do stripes, we're going to do a couple of lines and then we can come and colour them, but I wouldn't draw them like that. It's a bit too straight. Remember, his body's round, so I might curve them around. I'm just going to go and add my lines in for my stripes for my snake. So you can go ahead and start adding in your patterns, whatever you want to add in. And we've nearly finished our character. So the very last thing, once we've done these stripes, is we can add in some more details to the face. So just quickly, I'm going to put black in my stripes, but you're welcome to leave it and colour it in later as a colour. So there's his stripes. Okay, so for our face, we can add in a couple of things. We could add teeth like that. That's going to make him look goofy, and that isn't really what I had in mind. We're going to give him a tongue, but not a tongue like we have. I'm going to give him a tongue like this. So there's a couple of lines going down, and then at the end, so there's a couple of lines going down, and then at the end, we're going to add what we call a forked tongue like this. No, just joking. That's like a normal fork. A forked tongue is a pointy bit at the end and a pointy bit at the end. So I'll do that again for you. A pointy bit down and then a pointy bit down and back up. And then we could add some teeth, fangs. You could add a line onto the tongue if you wanted to, a little bit of detail. And there's our snake character. So you're welcome to come and add other things in that you might like to add into the body. We can add in a bit of ground by just using some lines. Can add in some ground just using some lines. And in fact, his body's going up a bit, so I might do it a little bit higher. And we could also add a few movement lines because we imagine that he's wriggling. I wouldn't add too many of those, just a couple here or there will give the idea to people. Otherwise he looks like he's really having a bit of a fit or shaking crazily for some reason, a bit cold. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed doing that simple character of a snake using an oval for the head and simple lines for the body. And make sure and share it with people around you for their enjoyment. And please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Easy Cartoon Drawing School, for more free lessons, to be notified when they're up. And there's one-on-one lessons online available. And also we have a Facebook group where you can come and post your pictures and get feedback and do all other sorts of fun things in that group, learning about cartooning. Happy cartooning!